Hi everyone, this is your daily weather hazard briefing from the National Weather Service office here in Pocatello, Idaho for Sunday, August 17th. Our forecast today is very similar to what we've seen the last few days. More scattered thunderstorms, another red flag warning. This time everybody gets in on the red flag warning and thunderstorm coverage will be increased today. So a few more scattered thunderstorms out there compared to the last few days where it's been isolated to scattered. As far as thunderstorms go, we're looking at some brief downpours, maybe some small hail, and gusty winds up to about 60 miles per hour. Early this morning, we've had a couple of showers and outflow boundaries move through the area, and we've already seen some gusts about 45 to 50 miles per hour. As we get into the early part of next week here, we will be drying out and heating things back up well into the 90s once again. But today is a little bit quote-unquote cooler, so we can at least enjoy one day of that. All right, here's a look at satellite early this morning. Again, we've seen some lightning, isolated thunderstorms early on today. As we go into this afternoon, though, activity will become more scattered and increasing in coverage. We'll see some of those stronger wind gusts. With those again up to about 60 miles per hour, but plenty of increasing cloud cover as moisture overall increases here as we're kind of in that moist southwesterly flow aloft today. So, weather risk outlook grid shows some minor impacts today due to those scattered thunderstorms. We may see a few spots of isolated thunderstorms hanging around for Monday afternoon, mainly in some of the higher elevation areas, but overall high pressure is going to start building back into the area for early next week here, so expect hot and dry conditions for most of us on Tuesday and Wednesday. Tuesday looking to be the hottest day of the week. As we get into the second half of the week, we'll start to see some isolated thunderstorms working their way back into the area. Here's a look at that red flag warning. Again, everybody, our CWA getting in on that today. Again, due to those scattered thunderstorms, so that'll be in effect from noon to 9 today. Temperatures, again, as I mentioned, are a little bit quote-unquote cooler, meaning we've gone from the 90s to the 80s today for pretty much everybody. Moisture content overall has increased. You can see our min-RHs this afternoon for everybody, basically at least in the 20 to 30% range. The Central Mountains getting a little bit more moisture with min-RHs about 30 to 40%. As far as wind gusts go outside of thunderstorms, we're looking at kind of our typical 20-25 miles per hour. Most of the activity we've seen already this morning has been through parts of the Central Mountains. That's where we'll likely see most of the activity through the morning here, and then we'll start to see scattered thunderstorms popping up more widespread as we get into this afternoon for pretty much everybody at least has a chance. As far as temperatures go heading into Monday, a lot of us will be heading out the door to mid and upper 50s. And by Monday afternoon, warming right back into the low and mid 90s for most of us. Again, very small chance. We're talking 10-15% chance of an isolated thunderstorm, especially up near the Chalice area for Monday afternoon. Wind gusts pretty similarly, 20-25 miles per hour outside of thunderstorms. Heading into Tuesday, temperatures pretty similar to Monday morning. A lot of us in the mid and upper 50s. And then we'll warm up a couple more degrees for Tuesday afternoon. Like I mentioned, probably the hottest day of the week, with more of us at least into the mid 90s for afternoon highs. Certainly could even be pushing closer to the upper 90s. Expecting a fairly dry day, so I'm not really looking for any thunderstorms on Tuesday afternoon at this point. Winds a little bit lighter, about 15 to 20 miles per hour. And into the middle part of the week, well, basically a repeat of Tuesday, though we may be a degree or two cooler. Start the morning in the upper 50s and then warm into the 90s once again in the afternoon. And then we'll drop just a couple degrees as we head into Thursday. So start the morning still in the 50s and warm into the upper 80s to low 90s for most of us. Overall, it looks like these above normal temperatures are going to continue at least through kind of the second half of August here. The 6 to 10 day temperature outlook is the 22nd through the 26th. And you can see, pretty solid chances for above normal temperatures. Although we do have decent chance for above normal precipitation. And we'll pretty much take any rain that we can get at this point, as it has been quite dry for most of us for a little while now. Overall, though, our forecast today is pretty similar to the last few days, just increasing our thunderstorm coverage for everybody to area-wide scattered thunderstorms. So we've got that red flag warning for today from noon to 9 p.m. because of those storms. Looking for drier and hotter conditions through a good portion of next week. For the latest forecast information, you can find us online and on social media. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can give us a phone call or send us an email. Have a great day.